Hi, this is Bonnie Hickman. Welcome to Module number 8, which happens to be the portion on collaborating and community building in our class. This does cover the information that was in Chapter 5 of our book. I wanted to take a little bit of time and explain to you and show you a device that I use with my 6th graders. This is a website called Edmodo, E-D-M-O-D-O. It's free. We did end up having to request a separate section for our district because we had so many teachers that started using it that we maxed out their plan. So it is possible to do that. It is a free tool, and I absolutely love it. Think of it sort of like a safe Facebook page that you could use for your own individual classes. The teacher can monitor every single thing that goes on in it, and parents can observe and not input, so that you can also have that information. On our main website, when you saw this, before you clicked on it, you should have seen a link that you were supposed to enter a group code, or you needed to sign up so that you can actually get onto this site. So once you have accepted that and you go into the site, you'll actually be on the student section. This is the teacher section. So let me go ahead and walk you around a few of the things here. These are some of the different groups that I have set up. Of course, this is the one we're doing for our class right now. These are my students from this year. And from previous years, I tell my students as long as they behave, they can continue to use our class Facebook page as long as they like. Okay, so when we go up to the home screen, this lists all of my classes, and it combines everything that I've done for my homeroom class and whatnot. We'll probably just stay in ours though, so it doesn't get too confusing. Another neat feature of this is that there is a progress bar, so that you can go in and actually see the scores of what students have done on quizzes. For example, these are quizzes. We've just finished reading the book Holes in Class, and so these are all of the different scores, and you can see students who still haven't finished them. So that's available, and it gives you, when you export it, it exports into an Excel spreadsheet, and it gives you totals, so all you have to do is just input the end total. It's kind of handy. Okay, so some of the things that you can do, first of all on here, is this is a fabulous way to build community. My students use it constantly for, I forgot my homework, or what page are we on, or can somebody take a picture of the math assignment and post it so I can see it. And they also just use it to post things about what they did this weekend, or they got a new dog and they want us to see a picture of it. Of course, we did have to have some real conversations at the beginning that this is a privilege, not a right, and anybody who breaks any of the guidelines, I can actually block. And I had one student who she was posting after 9 o'clock in the evening, and I told them that's their cutoff date, and so she was restricted for a week, and she was going to die because she couldn't go on her, Edmodo site. So there's all kinds of things that you can do here. The first one is a note, and I've got one of those down a little bit farther on the page. When you go onto yours, you'll be able to see it. This is the note section, and it's just like a discussion board like we use in our group. They can reply, you can follow the conversation, and so forth. And the kids just talk about stuff in there. That's kind of a neat thing to do. And you can post your note there. Now, you can also allow individuals in the group settings, you can allow individuals to post as well. You can manage the group and say that, for example, if I didn't trust any of you, I could make you all just read only. I can set parents to read only, which I do because I don't want parents commenting on this. And if I click moderate all posts and replies, that means that before the kids can any of their stuff shows up, I have to see it first, because that way I know there's nothing inappropriate. I very rarely do that though, maybe the first day or two, because there's a lot of stuff that I have to approve. But usually they know, and the kids are really good about, if you let them know if there's anything slightly inappropriate, let me know as soon as possible. And because the kids want to keep this, they'll hold each other accountable to behave. So anyway, okay, so Oh, let me show you something else up here. The library is so amazing. In the library, I can actually go in and I can make folders of like all of my past quizzes, like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Maniac McGee, information that I want to share with students. And then, for example, okay, archaeologists found this murder weapon, and I can actually click this and share it with the class. And this was something I put in, quite a while back. The nice thing about the library is it can also connect to your Google Drive, so you can save things on Google Drive and take it right in there as well. Okay, so then assignments. What you can see here is I'll put an assignment up there. It can lock, so if the kids don't do it by the due date, they can't do it. And I can type whatever the assignment happens to be. I could also share a link or add something from the library that I want to. I can click save and send it later, pick a different date and time. I am a little careful with the time though, because I don't really understand if this is on my time zone or not, and I don't want the kids getting text alerts at 3 o'clock in the morning. But they can set it up so anytime that you post that there is an assignment or a quiz, they get an alert so that they'll know something is on there. And that was actually what I did when I set up the quizzes. I set them all to send later, so I just assigned them all at the beginning of the unit, and then they automatically just opened up for the kids as I wanted them to. Okay, so the quizzes, I've got, well, let me jump down to polls since it's right here. The poll, you would type in the question, type in the answers, and go from there. This is a poll that I'll have you do, and as you fill it in, you'll get to see what everybody has voted. The quizzes, you can either choose to load it from a collection if you have any that are there. They do have some that are already in the database, or you can create your own. And I was a little sneaky, sorry, but I went ahead and put this together as a quiz to see if we've understood the basic information from this chapter. Don't worry, I'm not giving anybody the scores, and I won't even look at them. But you do click on the word turned in order to start the quiz, which seems a little strange because it seems like you would click turn in after you were finished, but whatever. Click turned in and you can take the quiz. And you'll see here that I can then as a teacher get the breakdown of who got what right or how many questions and where kids did or didn't get it. I have true-false questions, I have multiple choice questions, and then I have a couple of short answer questions. So the true-false, multiple choice, those type of things, all of those, you can have it added to the gradebook as well. But the nice thing about all of those is that it automatically grades it. Now the things that I've done, the short answers, I'll have to look at privately, and then I can respond to you. Something else the kids really like is when you respond to them, they are able to get stickers or badges that you can assign to the groups, and they're all over that. Okay, so we've done assignments, we've done quizzes, I showed you the poll. Snapshot is pretty interesting. For those of you that are working in K-12, we actually have Edmodo has set up it's Common Core standards, and so for example, you could pick any of your grade levels and then click on the standard, and if I wanted to see, I did this before, it didn't work, oh goody, it does. For example, if I wanted to click on, let's say ratio and percent, understanding the concept of a unit rate. Well, I could click that and it's going to assign that Common Core standard and give a mini quiz that I can send to the students, and then I can check to see how they're understanding it. I am going to have you just try one. I believe it was down a little bit farther. This one here, it's called a snapshot, and this is a 9th grade language assignment on do you know how to combine full sentences together. I haven't even really looked at it, so I hope we don't fail it. Okay, I think, oh yeah, here's another neat thing that you can do. This was a link that I attached that has virtual laboratories so that you can click into it, and it's a hyperlink that takes them into it so that they could actually go in and do this activity and then respond to it on your website. So there are all different kinds of things that that you can do in order to, kind of jazz up the lessons. But the main point of this whole unit was going to be that we have got to not only build community in our classrooms, which is getting people to like each other, getting people to trust each other, and know that it's okay that they can talk to each other. And then collaboration, encouraging people to put their minds together, because we know that all of us together is better than one of us by ourselves. There are some challenges when you are doing collaborative work. There's always going to be that one student who does everything and one of the kids who wants to hang out and, let everybody else do it for them. Something that I have tried doing collaboration online is when students have certain things they do together, they have to do it in separate colors so that I know that, okay, the pink and the green kid are doing a lot and the blue kid didn't do anything. There's some ways that you can do that. Now, as far as groups go, I did want to show you something here, is that you can actually create a small group by putting in whatever the group name is. Let's say we wanted to do a group that was just for elementary age. So we could do an elementary group, and then, oops, help if I could type. And then I could go ahead and create the group, and then I would select different people from our group and put you into this one, and then you would have a separate login so that only you and the people in that elementary group would be able to communicate with each other, share information, resources, and whatnot. And then you notice that that's a subgroup under our EDT group. So that is something that is a neat way that you can, again, do more collaboration with the groups. But anyway, I hope that you'll give this a try, and maybe you'll choose to use it. Like I said, I would recommend when you first begin setting this up so that the students have that you have to see what it is that they're posting, which means I was getting 9 million text messages. But once I knew that they were okay and they were going to behave themselves, then I could let them go. But anyway, you can go in, and really it's pretty intuitive. You just kind of click around and you'll figure out what's on here. But if you've got any questions, just text them to me. There is a spot here that I'd like you to, after you've done the quiz and try this little snapshot thing, is I would like to know what your opinion is on Edmodo, and what do you think about it, and do you think that this is something that you might be able to use, whether it's in your own teaching situation or maybe even just for fun in other groups. I used it on a group where we were trying to organize some override things for our school district, and I was able to go through and use this. So I hope you enjoy it. I do think that it's a lot of fun to have a community and to collaborate, and I've enjoyed collaborating and communicating with all of you. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.